folks. This is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa. Welcome back, folks. A lovely Sunday, August 4th, 2024. Has some great Curry Cup action earlier today with the Griquas. Unfortunately, they lost at home on that concrete pitch to the Lions. But they get a bonus point with 4 converted tries. Welcome, folks. Thank you all for your patience. Those of you who waited for this broadcast after my conversation with Richard Wilkinson. Gosh, got to correct myself. Richard Wilkinson. Fantastic conversation. We had a little bit of business to take care of afterwards. So thank you for waiting. I do appreciate that. It was about, 8 or 9 minutes. I really appreciate that. And again, thanks to my guest for coming on. It was a lovely conversation about the horrible things happening around the world, and particularly in South Africa. And the premise for discussing that was, of course, the Pretoria High School for Girls situation. Let me say hello to everybody on the chat on this lovely Sunday. The sun is out. The sun is shining here in central Pennsylvania. And I need a haircut. I'm starting to look like a hippie here. I did trim the beard up again last night. For those who didn't notice, it's even shorter. It started here in South Africa, and now it's worked its way all the way up to here. It's still getting shorter. Actually, I think it looks pretty good this length. What do you guys think? Let me see. Let me do a poll here. Is this a good length? GTH. Look for Chris. Good beard. Lord, my typing is good beard. Yes, no. Add an option. Option is longer. And option, no beard. Let's see how this comes out. Here's a poll for you. Oh, come on, this N key on this. I like this keyboard. I don't want to replace it. All right, is this a good beard length? Look for Chris. All right, the poll's up. If you want to vote in the poll, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sunday, the 4th of August. So, Ance says, I have a Chris Wyatt Bellyman stream, but thanks for the recommendation. What's the recommendation? I know you're one of his Umani, his channel, a dedicated subscriber. Okay, Fiona, how's Fiona doing? Good to see you there, Fiona. I know you've been busy and not well. Have you narrated any more of your chapters of your book? Let us know. 3 South Africans coming up. Yes, in the semifinals. Not the finals. It's the semifinals. Or did they make it through the semifinals? I thought it was tonight at 8 p.m. That would be, it's 7:30 now in South Africa. So 3 South Africans are coming up in the semifinals. You could have a South African medaling in this race. That would be pretty cool. Brian Cox is here, and that's not the Brian Cox of Hollywood fame. At least I don't think it is. Janet Liddy's in from South Africa. Good to see you, Janet. James Bowie. Smee again is back again. Yes, Fiona is from KwaZulu-Natal originally. Smee again. Garrett Gillard says, peekaboo, GG is here. Welcome. John Jarvis. Some link takes you to his homepage. And, well, Chris certainly knocked it out of the park with Richard Blademan tonight. All right, well, thank you for that, Garrett. I thought it was a brilliant conversation. And someone didn't want that conversation to happen. Any idea where I am? Well, I'm here now, Gramps. I'm here, John Jarvis. I'm back. I was busy for a few minutes having that conversation. You know, got to share information with my guest. If you want him back on the program, we have to talk a little bit. Charles Van Onslin, the voice of reason, in from Pinetown. Sorry, I've always been saying he's in Amasomtoti, but he never corrected me. But Charles is in from Pinetown, just a short distance from Amasomtoti, but 50 minutes by car, apparently. No, YouTube didn't block me, Clive. Oh, that's what John's talking about. I blocked him from the WhatsApp group. No, I didn't. One of my moderators blocked you with just reasons. John, if you behave yourself, you're welcome back in the WhatsApp group. We can give you a second chance there. But you know that you were trying to instigate trouble there, particularly with Erica, and there's no need for that. Don't harass moderators. All right. If you feel they're being unfair and uneven, then contact me. Don't share it in the group. Any storms today? Could he have lost power? You guys are funny joking around here. Yes, I'm having an ESCOM moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, no, ESCOM is actually up and running. They're up to 70% energy availability factor. Can you believe that? So why couldn't they deliver last year? Well, there are many reasons for that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So he's playing hard to get. Yes, I'm playing hard to get. That's right. I'm playing hard to get. Yeah, okay, now I know John blocked you. I didn't block you. One of my moderators blocked you on the WhatsApp group. Yeah, what looks best? Okay, I'll ask you, what's this? By the way, I need to see if there's any crab specials, folks. Let me check on that real quick. But you know, I really can't have crabs because I'm doing the rugby, and I can't go get the crabs and have the rugby. Oh, I'm so confused. Should I get crabs or no? Let me see. Come on, where's this at? I need a browser on this side of the room. There we go. Got a browser finally. Let me go to my mail and see if they've written any specials for today so I can afford the crabs. Excuse me, I got hiccups there. All right, so there it is. Let me see. Ooh, Sunday Blue Special, medium or larger. Yes. Ooh, $15 off a dozen. Oh, I think I'll be getting some grabs again today. I'm going to have to call them. Oh, my goodness. Right after this broadcast, I'll call them and get some. Yeah, boy. Yep. But I won't be able to eat them, so I'm going to have to work something out and maybe get somebody to go pick them up for me. Because I'll be on the rugby later on. Anyway, 40 votes now in the poll. I'm dying to see how that goes. All right, so let's get back to the conversation here. I want that down. Katie Ledecky with another gold medal for the USA women. And Simone Biles gets her third gold medal, becoming the most decorated women's Olympic gymnast in U.S. history. Congratulations to Simone Biles. Great comeback after she kind of lost it in Japan. Great to see her back. Richard's there. He found Fiona's channel. Hester's there. And then we're live. Okay. John says, was not talking about me. Okay, John. Sorry. My bad. Icono, the best. We're here. No longer CIA, now Secret Service. Secret Agent Man. Rod Lofeld is here. Fiona. Dylan Comrick. I was wondering where Dylan's at. Welcome, Dylan. He's always here. Willem Skepper says, good day, family and friends. Yeah, there are a lot of friends here. It's kind of a friendly-like community, is it not? Are these nerdy glasses? Let me ask you. Did these look nerdy? Do I look nerdy? I don't think I look nerdy. These look more nerdy. Let me see. Let me try these. These reading glasses. Let me try these. Actually, those don't look nerdy at all. Those look kind of cool. Those are kind of dead sexy. I think. I could be wrong. Anyway, all right. You know, it's funny because I'm going through paperwork, and what did I find? I found this. This is from when I was at the World Cup in France. Paris visite. Yeah, that's right, folks. That's why I brought these reading glasses on. Deux jeux du 24 septembre au... It says 24. So how can it be 2 days from the 23rd to the 23rd? Oh, 23rd, 24th. They printed it wrong. Zone 1 through 5. Yeah. That was my ticket for Paris. Anyway, yeah, I happened to come across that. Just fell in my lap. Anyway, back to the chat and see who's here on a lovely Sunday. I hope everyone's well around the world. Be grateful. It's another day. We're alive. You're drawing a pulse. I had a little palpitations, or not palpitations, but a little pressure in my chest yesterday when I was live streaming. I thought, oh, gosh, made me think about the mortality of life. Yep. Arctic is here. Well, it doesn't make you Clark Kent. No, it doesn't make me Clark Kent. That's for darn sure. That's right. You're roving reporter Clark Kent. Radine, salve! How's it going there? Buongiorno. How's it going there, Radine? Good to see you again. Ist Gabriel in from der Schweiz? Ja, wir können auch auf Deutsch reden. Also mit Gabriel. Ist der Gabriel ici? Ici. Ja, das geht nicht. Das ist ja Französisch. Ici. Ist der Gabriel da mit uns? Soll ich sagen auf Deutsch. Ja, das ist ja nicht einfach. Es ist ein bisschen schwer. Es ist schon lange Zeit, dass ich Deutsch gesprochen habe. Und wenn ich so lange Deutsch nicht spreche, ja, dann gibt es manche Probleme. Also es ist ja Vermischung hier im Kopf. Französisch, Deutsch, Swahili, Englisch. Ja, es ist nicht einfach. So viel im Kopf. Laudine Monday, ja, er ist da von Howick. How's it going, Laudine? Hendo, I was wondering where Hendo's at. I thought I was late. You're so vain, you probably think the song's about you. Oh, I love that song. Carly Simon rocks, man. She's got that big jaw, and she's such a beautiful woman in her prime. Population is still falling rapidly since you ask. Okay, Radine, it is in Italy. It is falling rapidly. Folks, you know, it's funny listening to music. That Pleca in Zona from Giselle to get us started for this late afternoon Sunday session. I will call it the Sunday brunch. Maybe we should call this Sunday brunch. We just nosh on something here. Sunday brunch. Anyway, so that the song that opened up, of course, is A Pleca in Zona from Giselle. And A Pleca in Zona for y'all and mine. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. But you know what? That song gets me in a good mood. But yesterday, guess what song got me in a good mood, folks? Can you recognize this without me getting copyright strike? Let me play it for a second. Let me make sure the desktop audio is on. Okay, there we go. So do you recognize this song? Where's my sound? I can't hear it. Anybody know who that is? Unwritten. Anybody recognize that song from about 15 years ago? That song got me jazzed, man. Got me really jazzed yesterday coming back. Anybody recognize that song? Come on, I'm listening. Or it was Friday I heard it, yeah. 85 people here for the nighttime. Jako, het zwart. Praat jij Frans? No. Ik praat niet Afrikaans niet, maar ik verstaan Afrika. Ja. Ja, Jaku Swat, excuse me. Ik praat niet Afrikaans niet, maar ik verstaan. I may not speak it, but I do understand it. And I do listen to Afrikaans music. I listen to Juanito Duplessis. I even listen to Snotkop. Delicious. Yeah, Snotkop is a funny guy. Of course, Kurt Darren, Kalfoot Soki, all kinds of stuff. I even listen to... Who's our guy there from Belleville now? We even listen to him. That's some crazy music there. Fokov Policier. Those guys are great. Anyway, so I got the flu at the moment. Sorry to hear that, James. That sucks. And this is correct. It's Natasha Bedingfield. That was a great album, man. I love that album when it came out. Fantastic. The rest is unwritten. Yep, Helen Duplessis. Yeah, you guys are getting it, man. Yaku says, love you. Well, back at you, man. But Natasha Bedingfield, I love that song. I never saw the video until this week, after all those years. What a great song. Yeah, she was fantastic. Yeah, like I said, I never saw the video before. Another song that I love, of course, is from another one-hit wonder, was Natalie Imbruglia, Torn. That song really was incredible. I remember it, Torn, but she didn't do much beyond that. Wow, I'm watching this video now as I chat with you with the audio off, and this is really strange. I guess she's writing people's stories because they're all appearing in the elevator. Right? And this is 15 years ago. Look how multicultural it was. Asians, black folks, white folks. Yeah, but black folks never get shown in videos. Strange.
Close, you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin.
Oh, man. So close you can almost taste it. Feel the rain on your skin. Oh, great stuff, man. Great stuff. No, the 80s rock, but this wasn't the 80s. This was 15 years ago. Natasha Bedingfield. She there was a lot of groups that came out then that were really cool. A lot of girl groups, a lot of lady performers. Fantastic music back in the days. Yeah, Natalie Imbruglia. Yeah, she was great, man. Torn. That was a great song. Yeah, Torn does rock. It was incredible. Yep. On behalf of all Afrikaners, do not claim Kurt Darren as one of Oh, that's just mean. I met Kurt Darren. I shook his hand at Loftus. He performed there for the quarterfinal. They had Kurt Darren there, and he came down. And he sang on the field, and I was standing down there because people were coming down and meeting me. They recognized me in the crowd, and someone took a selfie, and I turned around, and these kids rushed over to Kurt Darren. And I goes, Kurt Darren. I walked over and said, hey, Kurt, I'm from the U.S. Love your music, man. I didn't get a chance for a selfie, though. Anyway. Yeah, Kurt Darren, man. Oh, come on. You guys don't like Kurt? Kurt, come on. Be nice. Funny thing is, Italians used to be stereotyped as having, they did. Catholic, large families. Same in America, Irish, Catholic, large families. And that held true for my mom. She was, that just finally finished loading up. 1.4 gigabytes was the interview with Richard. So it just finished all that time processing. So it's a good thing I have a good gaming machine that I built that has lots of processing capacity and drive space and all of the stuff that it needs to do multiple things simultaneously. So 82 people here, 48 likes. What's going on? Did he check out your butt? Okay, Arctic, what are you saying? What are you saying? South Africa doesn't matter the color. We all bleed red. Well, we all bleed red everywhere, man. It looks green under the skin or blue. We look like Vulcans under the skin, but once it's exposed to oxygen, at least that's a wives' tale, then it turns red. Anyway. Imagine if you had red varicose veins. Ooh, that would be creepy. You look like Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web. All right, so Etienne Filion says, only have time to watch for a few minutes, but I'll officially be back after September 15th. The best I can do today is haven't forgotten the Colonel. Well, Etienne, thank you. Bye-bye, donkey. Kia lebo. It's very kind of you to be here. I do appreciate that. Sometimes I read Afrikaans, but the problem is that I pull out my trusty Learn to Speak Afrikaans by P.W.J. Groenewald from back in the day. And when I read this, I embarrass myself. Let me just do that. I'm going to read it very quickly here, reading some Afrikaans. I do have news in case anybody wants to hear the news. Oh, there's a story. Here we go. No, I'm looking for a story. Here we go. Natal en Transvaal. Beste Hendrik. This is a letter. So it's written 26 July 1973. So, het ek nie een brief van jou verwag nie. Wat ek het nie gewet dat jy aanstaande maand Durban toe wil kom nie. Baie dankie vir die interessante nieuws. En ek hoop Je zal nu meer dikwijls aan mijn schrift. Dikwijls? What the hell is dikwijls? Doesn't sound good in English. Dikwijls. Dikwals. Dikwijls. What the hell is dikwijls, guys? Somebody tell me what dikwijls means. I don't know that word in Afrikaans. Often. Okay, often? Really? Dikwijls is often? Okay. Mooi. Nadat ik vanmiddag jouw brief ontvang, het ik dadelijk in een paar hotel gegaan. Okay, got it. That part again. Op de strand is al die plekken vol, maar ik het voor jou een kamer bij the Royal Hotel bespreek. Got that. I reserved a room for you at the Royal Hotel. It's nice on the beach, but I reserved a room for you at the Royal Hotel in Durban. There you go. See, I can read these brief. Yes, Dodgy Rogue says, Chris using a mix of French and German to read Afrikaans. Guilty as charged. Take me away, officer. Guilty as charged. Yeah, no, it's I tend, but the problem is because German is phonetic. It was my first foreign language, my first second language. And when you learn a language, you learn to speak things phonetically, you throw out that useless English and Afrikaans failure to pronounce things properly in French. Look, Afrikaans, English, screwed up by the French, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be honest about it. Where are people disappearing? Hey, there's Sean Fulshank. And that's how you say it properly. It's a German name, Fulshank. But you guys say Volkskank in Afrikaans. We lost 10 people. Where'd you go? We're losing my viewers. No, but seriously. The French screwed up our languages, folks. And I'll tell you exactly when it happened. 1066, they screwed up English. And it was in 1680 that they screwed up Afrikaans. Before it even became Afrikaans. The Huguenots, the Duplessis, the Klerks, Van den Bags. No, wait, they're Dutch. They didn't screw it up. It was the Duplessis and who else? Those guys came, man. They're the ones that messed it up. Those French Huguenots brought their Frenchified stuff there and messed up Afrikaans. At least I understand Afrikaans. Afrikaans is close to German Dutch. That's correct, Patriot. Battle Hastings, 1066. That's when it all started. Look, I say that in a tongue-in-cheek manner. French greatly expanded the English language, and it had an impact on Afrikaans. It did. I don't know if it was a good impact. No. George Steinberg's in from Heckport, not Wopeport, not Weckport, but Heckport. Helen says, don't blame me. There you go. There's a Duplessis. Aha! We've got one of the guilty. Helen Duplessis, the French bastardi, as the Italians say. I love this. One of my favorite words in Italian. It's just like English. Bastardi. Boy, I heard that a lot in Italy. Not directed to me, but in Italy, I heard Italians say, bastardi, all the time. Good stuff. Anyway, Vikings settled in France and started speaking French, later invaded England and brought the language to them. Radine, why are you telling me what I've told everybody for years? That's right. My ancestors came from Frisia and from Denmark. They came down to France. They would sail up the Seine River. They would torch all the monasteries. They'd steal from the churches and cathedrals. And Charles the Simple said, no, stop. We'll give you this land. Actually, probably said more like this, please stop. We give you the land. And actually, that's not French. That sounds more like something from Eastern Europe. No, that's the French. The French, we give you the land. You take the land and then you stop burning Paris. Stop burning Paris. No, do not burn Paris. I give you Normandy, the land of the Northman. Now, Fotsek. Can you imagine Charles the Ball in about the year 800? Fotsek? Yeah, get out of here. Hendo tried to do what with me in Bournemouth? We'll work on the Afrikaans your next trip. Yeah, we'll see about that. Christian Bunzire, welcome to you. That's like the coolest surname. I mean, how do you come up with a name like that? Somebody really had to think about that. I mean, that's like a combination of Daniel Boone and I don't know, but it sounds pretty cool. Bunzire. In Afrikaans, you can all explain it much better in different ways. Same with German. If you don't know a word, you just make it up. You just make up a word. You take two words, put them together, there's a compound noun. French is rooted in Latin. German is rooted in the Germanic language. Correct, Erica. All right, so we got to bounce back to 79 viewers. Randy Font is here, and Vilma Erasmus. Christian, good evening to you, Christian. It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure to have people join us. Mark Myberg is here. He talks about the Battle of Hastings. Petro was here earlier. Saw that. Both are here. Loudy Monday. I have red hair and freckles. Okay, I used to have blonde hair and red hair and freckles. I showed you guys this before, haven't I? Well, let me do a look in my download folder and see if I've got it. If I get that picture. Okay, not there. I'm going to have to look for it in another way. That's not a problem. I'm going to show you my first grade picture. You guys have seen that, I think, before, haven't you? Feel the rain on your skin. Now I got the Natasha Bedingfield stuck in my head. She's stuck in my head. Yeah. Okay, so come on over here. I'm looking for pictures. Work with me here, YouTube. Work with me. Not you. Google, not YouTube. Come on. There's photos. It took me a while to find it. So, why am I not in the right account? Oh, Google. I got too many accounts. Right. Order 55 prints. No, thank you. Chris Childhood. That's what I'm looking for. There it is. Yeah, there we go. File, save as. There we go. Oh, it's there. Why didn't it find it when I searched for it? I knew I had that thing in that folder. This computer is not playing nice. Okay, hang on, folks. We're going to do it again. Chris. Downloads. Chris. Why is it not showing up first grade? Oh, give me a break. That's ridiculous. Why is it not there? Why will it not find it? Let me try that. Chris _. Oh, now I get a lot of stuff. Good Lord, that's a lot of stuff. There it is. First grade. Yeah, here you go, folks. I'm going to show you what I looked like in first grade. Strawberry blonde hair. That boy had strawberry blonde hair. First grade. 1970. Look at that. 69, 70. Check it out. Look at them blue eyes. Red ginger hair. That'd be me. 1970, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Woo! That's a while ago. Check it out. Look at the contrast. 1970, 2024. And here's another one. This is in 5th grade. Still got the red hair. Check it out. It's getting kind of awful different color here, but check it out. 5th grade. It's just like 75 thereabouts. There you go. Check it out. There you go. Nice, huh? Let me move it to full screen. There we go. Look at all them freckles, man. Look at those freckles. The lighting was poor. Look how big my eyes are, how open they are. Look at all them damn freckles, man. You know what my mother told me? Freckles are because you stood too close to the cow when he took a dump. Splat. That's what they told me when I was a kid. Very mean parents, man. Very mean adults telling you that's because... And here is 6th grade. A year later, you can see the hair is still that color. One more peek here. One more peek. There you go. Check it out. And look at that gap in the teeth, man. Good Lord. Look at that gap in the teeth. Yeah, no beard. It better not be a beard in 6th grade. And check out the 1970s psychedelic shirt. My God, the clothing we wore in the 70s. Freckles are still there. Look at them. Yeah, they're still there. And look at that gap in the teeth, man. My goodness. I look like Opie Taylor. Don't I? Opie Taylor, man. 1975. The world was so much better. The world was so much easier to understand. I mean, it was the village people, man. YMCA, in the Navy. You can sail the 7 seas in the Navy. Now, I'll show you just a couple more. Oh, here's 2nd grade. I missed this one. How did I miss this one? Here's 2nd grade, folks. Check this one out. Here you go. 2nd grade. We skipped that one. Look at them freckles, man. Got my baby teeth there in 2nd grade. Look at that. Wow. Sean says this explains a great deal. People with a completely different biological immune systems, pain thresholds. Oh, yeah. That's what they say. 80 people here, 66 likes. Come on, get with the program. Hit that like button. All right, so let's see. One more here. 2 more. Okay. Sorry, I can't help this now. Okay, so, all right. Here we go. This is me as a baby. Check it out. They made me hold a doll. But look at that. I even had big ears when I was a baby, man. Look at that. Look at them big ears. That's 1965. That's some big ears, man. What's going on there? That ain't right. Now, this was at my grandmother's house. I remember this. I remember this dog. And this is around the same time, a little bit older than that, a toddler here. That's my grandmother's house. Yep. Check that out, man. There you go. I remember that dog. You know, bow tie, man. Look like Tucker Carlson there. Yes, I know it's an eyesore shirt. That thing was wicked. Wicked shirt, wasn't it? All right. So, all right. This is a few years ago. I wasn't intending on doing this, but this is what we're doing. This is me on the hike to Mount Kilimanjaro after I had near-death experience. I nearly died from a gallstone that got caught in my bile duct, and I couldn't eject it. And I flew from Cape Town to Atlanta in severe abdominal pain, trying to vomit every 90 seconds for 16 hours. Oh, and then flew to DC. But this is me just a couple weeks after my near-death experience when I went back to Tanzania. And then I went out to Mount Kilimanjaro. Originally, I was going to climb to the summit, but I wasn't healthy. I was still healing. But I did walk on the slow, gradual path on the lower slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro. Here I am, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. There you go. This is, that would be, let's see, 2010? Yeah, 2010. That's 15 years ago. There you go. There you go. 2010. And this was with my stepfather. A few years back, this is my stepfather when I was on vacation in the Army. And you can see I've got a Van Gogh, not a beard, but a Van Gogh. Check it out. It's my father, John Nicklin. Nice guy, really good guy. Musician, talented, really good guy. But you can see the hair's gotten dark now. Check it out. The hair is dark. That's my stepdad, yep. So he's the only one alive. My mother and my other stepfather have passed. He's still alive. Not always the best health. He was in hospital. It looked like during COVID it was going to be all over, man. So I was there in COVID. I saw him. All right, so we got 87 votes. Wow, that's interesting. 85 people currently here. That's where it all started. Yeah, that's where it started. Let me see what's going on in the chat over here before we get to some news stories here. I'd walk 500 miles. Yeah, I would walk 500 miles. Exactly. Yep. Good stuff. Okay, this is where I was at. That's why Paris is filled with blue people. Is it filled with blue people? We have to persevere. Okay. Boonsire says bean planter. Okay. I can track my ancestry to the Battle of Hastings. Mark, I can name that tune in even fewer notes. I can trace my ancestry to the year 565 on the island of Öland in the town of Boda in the northern part of the island of Sweden. Helen says, I married into Tbilisi. I was a Benada. I don't recognize that name. All right, Helen, you get a free pass. Crazy what's going on in the UK now with anti-Islam protests. And thank you, Chris. Yes, lots of variations of Bunzar. Well, yeah, Christian, no, it is crazy what's going on in the UK. But also I saw, this was crazy. Let me dig this up. I got it up earlier. I don't know the provenance of the video, but I will show it. This is purportedly white folks looting in London. Did you guys see this? This is crazy. It looks like an English-speaking place. I hear English. It looks like it could be the streets of London, but what the hell is going on here? This is crazy. And the place that's being looted here, I don't know if it's Starbucks or whatever, but there's kids' drawings that are in the window, and these people are just breaking the windows in. Check this out. It's crazy. That video needs to be widely circulated, and those people need to be arrested, detained, and imprisoned for their crimes. If that's what's obviously crimes, if it's in London, that needs to be done. And oops, that's still on. Hang on a second. Get a little camera there. That's insane. That's insane. The reason I show that is the interest of equity. I show when black folks act like idiots. I show when brown folks act like idiots. And I'll show when white folks act like idiots. People who act like idiots are idiots. And someone's life has just been destroyed. Probably a dozen or more jobs have just been lost. As this store will go bankrupt now because of the damage, because people stealing. This is absolute insanity. This is what we had happening in America in 2020. $3.5 billion of damage, dozens of lives. Insurrection in America. It cannot be tolerated. It should not be tolerated. This is absolute insanity. Why do these people do this nonsense? If I get to 100 votes, I'll stop the poll and we'll see what it is. Yeah, a lot of people like the beard length. It's the winning pick at the moment, 58%. So, should I go shorter? Anyway, no, that's insane. I mean, that's just what's happening in the UK is out of control. Where is law enforcement? And this is what happens when you tolerate the oil protesters climbing on bridges and strapping themselves to the road, tying themselves down in airport runways, acting like fools. And you tolerate this. These people don't get in prison for lengthy prison terms. I don't care what it costs. Lock them up. They don't belong in the street. They're a menace to public safety. And those people looting, those white people and the Indian fellow I saw in there, one Indian fellow, you people are criminals and you need to be taken care of. The leftist government running the UK is already worse than the rightist government, which wasn't rightist, it was leftist too, of the Tory party. The UK has gone down the crapper, folks. You know, I've talked to this many times with Byron Shepherd about, you know, because he lives in the UK occasionally, and how it's just gone. The UK is gone. It's not English. It's not Brit anymore. It's completely gone. It's overrun by criminal alien invaders, and the lawlessness being tolerated by the authorities is off the charts. It is sad and pathetic. Unbelievable. Didn't banning the burqa cost Peruvians 500 cars? I didn't know that they banned the burqa there, said Phil. Thank you. Saw you twice. Good looking times two, says Dylan. Thank you. UK has lost facial recognition. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They are toast. And they have cameras everywhere. Why would you commit a crime? Look, okay, folks, I'm not inclined to commit crimes. I'm a law-abiding citizen. The laws of my nation, the laws of nations where I'm a guest. But if I was going to commit a crime, the last place I would do it would be the United Kingdom. There are cameras everywhere, and it's legal. They put them everywhere. Everywhere you go, you're on camera. Does anyone ever watch MI6 or Spooks, the same show? I mean, that wasn't fiction. That wasn't fantasy when they did that 20 years ago. That's how it really is. All right, switch to Kensington Street. All right, now bring up the camera at the tunnel. Okay, one on the bridge. Give me a different angle. All right, from the coffee shop over there. They're just breaking into your cameras. The spooks do that. They are toast. If they prosecute them. So stupid to commit crime you can't. Exactly, Charles. There's cameras everywhere. Probably cameras in here. There are cameras everywhere. Why would you be so stupid in the UK? Oh, my goodness. John says, Chris has just said that if I behaved, I could come back to group. I agreed with, please. Okay, Erica. John said he won't start any spats with you in particular and misbehave in a group. So I said he could have a second chance. That is correct. Welcome, Erica, if you're here. I didn't see Erica was here. Is Erica here? If she's not here, maybe Hendo can tell her. I think Hendo also has permissions for that group as well. It's not just Erica. But John Jarvis is welcome back in that group. Bygones be bygones. Look, John Jarvis seems like an interesting character, interesting fellow here. And he's been with us for a long time, so we appreciate that. So longevity gets you something too. Just don't want people arguing with each other in our groups, folks. It chases people away. A lot of people left that group over the nonsense that was going on there. A couple different spats of it, not just John, but there's some other stuff going on. So John Jarvis, you're welcome back in the group. There you go. So they're going to lock up half the UK. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's out of control, folks. It's out of control. And look, if you think we're immune to it, we're not. We saw the same crap here. We saw the same crap here just a couple years ago, and it can come back just like that. In fact, if they try to murder Donald Trump again, look out. If Donald Trump doesn't win the election in November, look out. That's not a threat. That's not a promise. I'm not involved in anything. I'm just saying that it's easily predictable that something bad is going to happen if Donald Trump doesn't win. This is crazy. Yes, Hendo says we'll become an island of prisoners. You'll be the island of Dr. Moreau. Wow, folks. I still haven't gotten to the news. Isn't that fascinating? And 93 people here. The audience gets bigger the longer I don't talk about the news. Yeah, I was chasing cows. Well, you want to see the cows pictures? Okay, hang on a second here. Yeah, come on. Here we go. Okay, why is it not finding that document? You turd. It worked last time. Let me try it again. Downloads. Okay, here we go. Underscore. There we go. Why is it not? What? This is very annoying. It won't do it. Oh, here's a good one. Let me show you this, guys. This is from a few years ago. You ready for this?
I'm Colonel Chris Wyatt.
Oh, that's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. Oh, here you go. That's my political ad. That was my political ad. Yeah, that'll give me a copyright thing for sure. That's Lee Greenwood. But it won't be a strike. It'll be a claim. So I don't want... That wasn't what I was looking for. What is with this darn thing? I swear to goodness. Goodness gracious here. Come on, where's it at? Here we go. They're all down here. Let me see. Oh, this one was pretty cool. This was when we were wearing the stupid mask a couple years ago. Remember this? This was a DC covering rugby. Okay, that's the boots that got some people triggered. They're like, oh, look, he's wearing military boots. They're commercial. These are commercial boots I bought from a site. Oh, look, he's wearing camouflage. This is commercial camouflage that people buy for hunting. There you go. That's at the DC at the Old Glory game. Oh, look at that. Hey, I'm like Joe Biden, man. I got hair on my legs, and kids come up and they like to touch the hair when I'm at the pool. Oh, that corn pop was a bad dude. Corn Pop was a bad dude, man. My mind's going blank now. Oh, here you go. This one's cool. This is me being interviewed in French at AIDS Day on December 1st. This is 2012. Yeah, 2012, I think it is. And I'm a lieutenant colonel at the time. This is in Niamey, Niger, where I was living at the time. There you go. Check it out. I like that one. That's a cool picture. You can see not too much gray in that hair. It's 2012. Check out. There's all my ribbons. There you go. And I was answering a question on French television. There you go. All right. Get rid of that. I was looking for that picture of the cows. They're not down here. Where are the cows at? Oh, there's Dion Gerber. Hey, folks.
Good morning.
Here's a flashback. Dion was one of our loyal viewers and very helpful. Since I couldn't get to South Africa with the municipal elections 2021 in the Western Cape, Dion Gerber was on the scene at the elections. This is what Dion did for us. This is a he's since passed away. But here you go. This was really nice of him. Check it out. It's only about 30 seconds.
Fuck yes. Good morning, folks. It's Dion Gerber reporting for Chris Wyatt Africa from Hermanus, west of in Hermanus. I'm attending one of the first voting sites, which is called Fynbos Park, and I will be voting here as well. It's a retirement village, so I will give you some footage now as we proceed to enter here.
It's just awesome. Dion, you're missed, man. I really like that guy. It's unfortunate life. We come, we go. That was brilliant. Dion was fantastic. It was really great. I still have that video there. I didn't realize it was there. Oh, here. Remember these? These are great. Oh, my goodness. This was great. Remember this? Remember this, guys? This was fun. Here we go.
Joe Biden's brain is on a vacation away. When he speaks, he makes you wonder. He doesn't even know what he wants to say. And we know he likes the girls a whole lot younger.
Oh, I'll never forget that. That was fun. And just in case that one didn't do it for you, I did it in another version too. That was the bleach blonde rocker haircut. Now, my Nirvana era. Now here's where I did the platinum blonde one. Okay, so here's the platinum blonde version. Okay, this is the silver one.
Joe Biden's brain is on a vacation away. When he speaks, he makes you wonder.
That's the Gandalf look.
He doesn't even know what he wants to say. And we know he likes the girls a whole lot younger.
That was my Gandalf look. Oh my goodness, I forgot about those. Come on, there you go. I forgot all about those, man. All right, we have 100 votes. I'm going to end the poll. Wow. So let's see what the poll says. The poll says, come on, that's slow, YouTube. All right, anyway, it's coming up shortly. Here we go. 56 say they like the beard that length. No beard say 23%. Longer 10%. And no, it doesn't look good on me. That's just mean, man. Christmas drag queen. Marilyn says my poor eyes. Oh, Marilyn, that's so mean. That's not cool. Oh my goodness. My poor eyes. That's just mean. All right. All right. I found more of my childhood pictures. Here's one with my horse. This was my horse. She was supposed to be a Morgan horse, but Morgan horses don't have white spots or white hooves. So this horse was free. I paid nothing for this horse. She was given us free. There's an old Chevy pickup. 3 on the tree, man. The transmission was on the steering column. 3 on the tree and reverse. 4 positions. Reverse 1, 2, and 3. Wow. Wow. Reverse, forward, and up. Down for first. Out and up for second and third. 3 on the tree. don't remember her name. Yep, but she's the one that kicked the bejesus out of me, man. By the way, that's me, that's a couple months before I went to high school. Look at that. I was almost in high school there. It's 8th grade. Almost in high school. She had a nice mane. Look, I'm brushing her mane. Yep. Wow. Yeah, that was not the picture I was looking for. I was looking for the cow pictures. Here we go. Here's a cow picture. That's me with Frida. I remember her. She was my Holstein heifer. Took her to the Perry County Fair in 1981, I think it was. Yeah, I remember that shirt too. I had that shirt for years. It still fit me all the way through high school. Yeah, that's as a junior in high school. That was a year before I graduated high school. Wow. Okay, John, I don't see Erica here, so you're pestering. Stop it. All right, so yeah, that was then. The asses didn't agree. What? It was lekker. Patches. Chris Tue, sexy. Son la bab. La bab. Nah, there are things you cannot use. Unsee. Oh, you mean those videos? That was lekker. I liked it, Petra. That was pretty fun. I've had some fun. Occasionally we do some fun here. Hey, Light Rain is here. Marilyn says, oh, wow, never seen that. Really? Oh, that was on TikTok, man. Garrick said it was epic. Yeah, no, that was so good we're going to watch it again. That was so good we're going to watch it again. Yep. Where is it at? Oh, come on. Now it disappeared on me. How does that happen? Okay, where are we at? Come on, a little bit further here. There it is. It was so good we're going to watch it again. All right. That was such a good video. We're going to watch it one more time.
Joe Biden's brain is on a vacation far away. When he speaks, he makes you wonder. He doesn't even know what he wants to say. And we know he likes the girls a whole lot younger.
Folks, that was Christmas Eve. Because December 24th is a little card back there. That was funny. Mark Myberg never saw it. Okay. Erica is here. Okay, but very reluctant to let John in. I'm not the only mod who wanted him out. John was given a lot of chances and warnings. He didn't listen. Erica, I just said let him in. Okay? Let him in. And as soon as he misbehaves, let me know. And then he goes out. My first horse was a little boy, then Venus, then Lenny, young stallion, wild as hell. Okay, well, the background decor was so different. Yeah, it was, Shawnee. It was a lot different. Yeah, I didn't have the bookshelves and we changed quite a bit. Always upgrading, always improve your position like an infantryman. That's what we'll be doing here all along on the channel. Can you post that? Yeah. Oh, okay. I suppose if it's not too big. Let me see how large the file is. Oh, yeah, that's only 1 megabyte. Yeah, I can do that. That's easy enough to do. Yep. Yeah. Erica's saying no. Okay, well, we'll sort this out later on. We'll sort it out later on. John, if my moderators quit being moderators because I'm letting you back in, I'll have to reconsider. Petra says crap. What's crap about? All right. Actually, maybe you join one of the other groups, John, and then see how you behave there. That might be fair. All right. Which one does he want it in? Which group? I mean, there's so many groups here now. I don't know which one to make it in. Moderators. Anyway, I'll put it in the mods group. I'll let the moderators figure it out because it's so. Hang on a second. How am I going to do this here? Maybe if I try it like this. There's just too much going on here. Okay, over here. Release the screen. Okay, that one there. Let me try this over here. It worked. Okay. Cool. There you go. All right, it's going over there now. Cool. It's going into the moderators group, so the mods can handle it from there. I'll let them deal with it. Anyway, now this was just a couple years ago when I won the softball tournament. This is at the Army War College. This is just before I retired. This is in 2019, I think it is. 2018, 2019. Where the heck am I at? There we go. All right, so I want to see this. There we go. That's not it. That's it. There you go. There's my medal. Won the softball championship. I was wearing an England 2015 jersey there, or t-shirt there. Anyway, extremely great, Chris. Going back to my youth, man. Oh yeah, if I have to name all my horses, wow, Vilma, I can't remember horses' names, but I remember the cows. Look, the horses were horses, but the cows were, much more more daily routine with the cows. Had to take care of them, had to take them out to the pasture, had to bring them back in, had to clean them, had to groom them. You do that with horses, but you have furriers to take care of a lot of stuff, that trim their hooves and stuff. Can you? Okay, got it. Marilyn is laughing about something. I don't know what she's laughing about. Oh, and check this out, folks. I did this one. I shared this. This was I put on Facebook back in the day. This is 2011 Rugby World Cup. These are the games I went to. Real quick. There you go. So I went to South Africa versus Namibia on September 22nd in Auckland. I went to Wales versus Samoa on the 18th of September in Hamilton. That was my first game. Then I went to the South African Namibia. Then I went back south down to Wellington. And on the 23rd, I saw Australia versus USA. And 25th, Argentina versus Scotland. 26th, Wales versus Namibia. And then the 27th, it was Italy versus USA. I thought I saw more games than that. Wow. Anyway, but yeah, that was the 2011 Rugby World Cup. I posted on Facebook. I don't know if it was complete. Italy versus USA. Never trust an animal that eats what? What else I got there? Okay. Just don't mention. Yeah, that was in 2015. I had tickets for that too. I still have my tickets. I should pull them out. I think I showed them to people one time. Actually, what I want to do is pull out my rugby tickets, take a look at them, show them. That'd be kind of cool. Yep. This last rugby pissed me off. There were no tickets. The France, screw you, France. I have no tickets to show. I have no memories of it. It sucks. Richard said I had a horse looked like that, named her Binky. She was blind, gave her to a horse place. Little kids get to ride. Oh, that's cool. That was nice of you. Shame that she was blind, though. I went to a lot of trouble to look up the news, so I'm going to zip through it very fast here. Apparently, Cyril Ramaphosa's presidential embezos are costing us all a fortune. Yeah, well, 45 million rand is what they're charging, and this is for him to campaign. This is a misuse of state funds, folks. Yep, President Cyril Ramaphosa's presidential embezo have come at a huge cost for a taxpayer. 44 million rand for 4 events in 8 months, but those were all while he was campaigning for election. 44 million. This is disclosed from the new traditional governance minister, cooperative governance, traditional affairs, Velenkosini Labisa from the IFP. And he said that from October 2023 to May this year, they spent 44,940,576 rand for Cyril Ramaphosa to get a free tour and have it paid for at taxpayer expense. That is a misuse of state resources for political campaigns, because that's exactly what Cyril's doing, political campaigning. Shame, shame, shame on him. Well, the Gauteng Education Department, this is the story I was talking about earlier with Richard. This is the story. It's written by Jolene Mariah Maharaj. And it's the one that made the quote about, insufficient evidence. Reacting to the news, the Gauteng Education Department said, according to the report, the girls were cleared on charges of violence and bullying, neither of which was a charge, disruptive behavior, not a charge, and violation of school rules due to insufficient evidence. That is a lie by Jolene. And let me send that report to him real quick. I'm going to send that to Richard so we don't get too far into the evening. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. What am I looking for? I'll send that link to him. Okay, there you go. So he's got it. All right. So I'm getting a lot of pushback about letting John in that group. John, let me have a compromise here. I'll invite you to another group, another one of the WhatsApp groups. A lot of pushback from many people. I've gotten several messages asking you not to go back into that group. People are going to leave it. That's an indication something's not right. Eskom is on the recovery, folks. Yeah. Completely turned its performance around in recent weeks. The utilities generated too much power. Yeah, right. Stark contrast to last year when nobody had electricity. In July, on the 23rd, Eskom achieved 35,000 megawatts or 35 gigawatts of available capacity. That's over 70%. That was last seen 6 years ago. Lots of reasons for it, but hey, do you trust Eskom? I don't. Airports Company South Africa denies wrongdoing in a massive claim of tender fraud, 380 million in biometrics tender. This is a row going on. Now, I don't know if this is real or not. This all comes as a consequence of this convoluted story by Zora Teke in the Independent Line. If you read through the story, it appears that what's going on is that this is because a French firm had to get a, racist deal with a BE company, giving them a 30% stake, and then the tender was awarded. But then the BE company didn't deliver, so the dispute between the French company and the BE company, it fell apart. The French company provided the services, and now the racists are angry because the BE company that exists solely because it's owned by people of sufficient skin pigmentation is not in the mix. Well, this is a non-story in my book. The story here is that the racism inherent in BEE is what needs to be exposed, not the fact that a French company couldn't reach an agreement with its forced partner in South Africa, which wasn't capable of doing the job. Maybe there's something else there. Death threats for fighting the mafia, construction mafia. This is crazy. We know this is happening. KZN Public Works and Infrastructure MEC Martin Meyer said that he will continue his plans to oust construction mafias in the province despite death threats made against him. Good Lord. Construction mafias, which call themselves community business forms, which is bullshit, is a well-known problem in the industry, demanding a percentage of payment or a security fee from contractors working in areas in which they operate. They do so under the pressure of a legislative requirement that developers must subcontract 30% of public sector projects to local contractors. And therein, you have a law that fosters the growth of criminal enterprises. And that's what it does. That law needs to be rescinded. There should be no reason to go to local vendors because it's causing misery. Well, I'm the Fikile Mabalula of the DA, says Helen Zilla. I don't know if that's a comparison you want to have, Helen. I run the party, says Helen. DA Federal Chair Helen Zilla tells Mike Saluma the party will hold all cabinet ministers to account, including their own. She might have once again stirred up the hornet's nest around the Government National Union, but DA Federal Chair Helen Zilla says it remains the only viable option for the country, the GNU. In a wide-ranging interview in this week's Sunday Times Politics Weekly podcast, she said, it would also be a challenge to make the GNU work if President Cyril Ramaphosa departed the political scene. The GNU is very stable. The reason for that is people realize the alternative is not good. Basically what Helen Zilla had to say. Maybe I should try to get Helen on the program again. I'll ask again. I don't have a beef with her, even though she promised and never came on. Well, South Africa's free electricity is a disgrace. Well, I agree. But my broadband says the issue is that people aren't getting free electricity. That's a disgrace. Giving people free electricity is a disgrace. And the inclusion of electricity as a constitutional right in the South African Constitution is outrageous. Well, on Monday, Electricity and Ministry Minister Koshisenso Ramakopa said that he would review South Africa's electricity pricing policy to address the electricity affordability crisis. Well, it's expensive, and poor people are getting it for free. 50 kilowatts of free electricity per month. Free basic municipal services, including electricity, are provided by the government to poor households at no charge. Poor households can get 50 kilowatts of free electricity per month. Now, that's enough to give you basic lighting, water, heating for a kettle, ironing, and a small black and white TV and radio. Why should people get free things? That's not right. That's not right. Well, a big night for South Africans. It should be underway now. It's South African sprinters, and it's huge. Team South Africa has 3 sprinters in the semifinal of the men's 100 meter. Akani Simbini is the most likely to make a medal play, but Sean Mawagani and Benjamin Richardson are confident. Wow. Prudence Sekojitso, meanwhile, will be looking to book her spot in the women's 800-meter final. That's incredible. South Africans, good luck to them in the races. And those races are going on as we speak. We'll take a look at that here in just a few moments. Notice how I'm zipping through the news very quickly. A new wave of opposition arrest in Zimbabwe in the pre-arrival of the SADC conference. Yep. Zimbabwe police arrested more than a dozen opposition activists and leaders on Thursday and Friday. The government is cracking down ahead of expected protests around this summit in mid-August. Shameful, 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 shameful. Political repression. Well, Zimbabwe claims that a foreign diplomat is trying to work with the opposition to disrupt the SADC summit. Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Jean-Fran Musoveri promised the full might of the law will be deployed in response. So let me translate that in English. Political repression. People are going to get put in jail whether they did something wrong or not. 37 people killed in a beach attack in Somalia, a suicide attack. 37 civilians were killed, 212 injured in an explosion at a popular beach restaurant late on Friday. Al-Shabaab has been blamed for it. It was the deadliest attack since the twin car bombs detonated near a busy market intersection in October 2022 that killed 100 and wounded 300 others. In addition, civilians killed at the beach. Police spokesman said one soldier was killed during the assault. One of the attackers blew himself up while 3 others were killed by security forces. One attacker was captured alive. There was no immediate claim by Al-Shabaab, but we know it's Al-Shabaab. Rwanda, religious persecution shutting down 185 churches using a variety of excuses to do it. They said the institutions are closed for inadequate infrastructure, poor hygiene, safety standards. They do not meet noise requirements or have unqualified preachers. Well, who is the government to say who an unqualified preacher is? This is political repression, religious repression in Rwanda. Knock it off. In Mali, the rebels say they've killed a buttload of people, 131 soldiers and Russians in July clashes. Mali's northern Tuareg rebels said on Thursday they killed at least 84 Russian Wagner mercenaries and 47 Malian soldiers over the past days of fighting. 84 Russians killed. Wow. Well, that's a job I don't want to get. Nigerian police may be turning to the military to stop the violent protests erupting in Nigeria. Police in Nigeria have been put on red alert and may seek the help of the military after protests turned violent in some cities, leaving at least 3 people dead, the inspector general said. Some major cities, including the capital of Abuja and Kano in the north, which on Thursday witnessed clashes between police and demonstrators, appeared calm early Friday as protests are expected to continue over the weekend. Wow, crazy stuff in Nigeria. A roller coaster, ladies and gentlemen. What a fascinating story coming from the Olympics. A roller coaster of pregnancy is tough on its own. Egyptian fencer Nada Hafez completed the Paris Olympics while 7 months pregnant. She advanced to the round of 16 before she was eliminated, having won her first competition. She was pregnant. Egyptian fencer Nada Hafez made it to the round of 16 individual women's saber competition, carrying a little Olympian, she revealed on Instagram after defeating American Elizabeth Tartakowski in round 32. Wow, 7 months pregnant Olympian. She said, what appears to you as 2 players on the podium were actually 3. It was me, my competitor, and my yet-to-come-to-our-world little baby. My baby and I had our fair share of challenges, both physical and emotional. The roller coaster pregnancy is tough on its own, but having to fight to keep the balance of life in sports was nothing short of strenuous, however worth it. I'm writing this post to say that pride fills my being for securing my place in the round of 16, the 26-year-old Olympian. It's her 3rd Olympics, and she's improved every time around. In Rio, she was 39th. In Japan, she was 26th, and now she makes it in the top 16. Wow. She's a former national gymnastics champion in Egypt, and she has graduated from a degree in medicine from Cairo University, works as a clinical pathologist, and she is a star. 7 months pregnant and makes it to the round of 16. Well, the Department of Homeland Security has suspended its corrupt parole program amid rampant fraud. Department of Homeland Security temporarily shut down its most prominent parole program, which allows unauthorized migrants, criminal alien invaders, to skip the border and fly directly to the U.S. airports after revelations of massive fraud. Wow, the program applies to people from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, offers parole even though they have no legal visa to enter America. So, according to the report, 100 IP addresses were used for more than 51,000 applications. One address in Tijuana, Mexico was used 1,328 times to get fraudulent people in the country. Looking at individual sponsors, 3,200 names were responsible for more than 100,000 applications. That works out to each of these people sponsoring more than 30 migrants each. This is corruption of the highest order. This is what they've been doing in our country, giving away our country, which we fought for, we defended, we protected for 240 years. These scumbag leftist politicians in the Biden regime have destroyed our country, allowing these criminal alien invaders in our midst. This is huge. Katie Ledecky wins a gold medal in the women's 800 freestyle at the Paris Olympics. That's her 2nd gold medal. Congratulations. The medal count, let me see if that's still current. That's at 69. That was earlier. Wow, China with 45. Katie Ledecky is a star all of her own. And Simone Biles gets her 3rd gold medal in the Olympics in the vault. It's her 10th Olympic medal in total. She bested her Brazilian rival Rebecca Andrade for the individual vault title. This is her 10th medal, and she sets a record for gymnastics for women. The thing is, Simone Biles said she thinks she's going to retire because the competition's getting a bit stiff, and she didn't have anyone ever that close before. Interesting that she said that, but she also said at the same time, hey, never say never. She might come back again. She's not that old. So the total now, People's Republic of China has 19 gold, 45 medals in total. The USA finally getting some gold. We have 18 gold medals. We've doubled the number of golds in a little over a day. 69 medals for the USA, 12 gold for France, 43 medals in total. Australia with 12 gold medals, 29 medals total. Great Britain, 10 gold medals, 37 medals total. And Korea with 10 gold medals, 24 medals total. South Africa, let's work our way down to South Africa. And South Africa still has 4 medals. But a chance to get a medal tonight, maybe a bronze. Let's see what happens. That would be interesting. All righty, folks, there you have it. That was the Olympic medal countdown. Where are we at now? German import beer. What's this? Got a German speed dial. Okay. Binky had a pet chicken. What? For some reason, I'm not trusting Helen anymore. Something off here. Oh, you're talking about Helen Zilla. Okay. I had a horse that looked like that. I had a horse looked like that. Okay, I read that already. I'm confused. I read that one already. Icano says Somalia needs collaboration that will provide change because, frankly, Somalian citizens have never even had a normal life. It's a failed state. No, it is a failed state. We should help. How? They have to help themselves. We have helped. We've been helping since 2009 with AMISOM, with billions of dollars in aid and security. The Somalis have to help themselves. They don't want to help themselves. They want to go to Minneapolis and become members of Congress, then lie about America and claim we're racist, when the racist is actually the immigrant from Somalia who apparently, according to multiple news reports, not me, lied and actually married her sibling to get into the country. Unbelievable. Yep. Well done, USA. Yeah, well, we're hoping to get well over 100 medals this time. We're well on our way. 69 already. It's awesome. Icona says Somalia. Yeah, I don't think we should be helping Somalia. Somalia, just let it go to dust. We've done what we can. Same in the Congo. Not much we can do in the Congo. Congo's a disaster. I don't think that Sudan is too far written off. Yeah, the problem with Somalia is it's clan-based, and the clans don't want to work together. They just don't want to work together. Yep, that's a problem. That is a problem. That Wagner story is one-sided. The Mercs detailed a ton of terrorists. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the true story is. It says 84 Wagner guys were killed, 84 Russians. I don't know if that's true, guys. I wasn't there. I'm just reporting what the news says. It does seem implausible. 95 likes. Can we not get this to 100 for the Sunday edition? Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa should have and could have been the countries that really provide extensive change, but Namibia is communist and South Africa keeps crapping the bed. Yeah, Namibia, they have deployed their military so they could steal minerals in the Congo. That's what they've done in the past. Right. Anyway, wow. How are we doing there, folks? We're up to an hour here. And 74 people here. 97 likes. We almost got there. Well done. All right, so My Little Pony. I told you that story. That's pretty funny. Yep. Anyway. I was looking for something. 98 likes. Wow, 99. Let me turn around again. Maybe I'll get 100. The Viking Great Army. The Making of England. A book missing on there. A lot of space on that shelf. Hey, we get 101. Okay, cool. South African do with your help. Send me your beer and it will help. Give me you're tired, you're poor, you're beerless. You're beerless. Yeah, anyway. By the way, folks, I did see a neurologist, and the neurologist did something that's actually making things better. I'm feeling a bit better with the challenge I was having. Anyway, that's good news. Whoops, Icon just erased Namibia. Why'd you erase Namibia, man? What's up with that? Kathy Vermeulen, hello to you. Right, okay. Huh. The bed, only Botswana is doing great. Yep. Not familiar with Viking history, says Hendo. Well, I'm very familiar with Viking history, whether it's the maritime provinces of Canada, it's Iceland, it's Greenland, it's the Orkneys, it's Ireland, England. Very familiar with it. Yes, Shawnee, I will be seeing the neurologist again, but I have to wait like 6 months. My appointment was like 6 months later. Also, I have to get an MRI and do a few other things. Namibia and Botswana should form a new democratic bloc, but both Namibia and South Africa are not functioning well. Only Botswana. Oh, you're trying to write that again. Yeah, well, Botswana's not running particularly well right now, Akano. That's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Right. Okay, let me check on something here real quick. What's this? My new number. People sending. I'm getting spam and text messages from on the phone. It's just like South Africa, man. Oh, it does help, Dylan. It's not a perfect solution, but it is helping, and I'm not in constant pain. I was in constant pain. Saying the Ukrainians were involved in the Wagner thing in Spain. What? I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Only know about Hagar. Hagar and the Terrible. What about Asterix and Obelix? They're not Vikings. They're Celts. They're Celts. Seychelles, Cape Verde, and Mauritius should all... Yes, Seychelles, Cape Verde, and Mauritius, all well-run places. And Rwanda, the unfortunate problem with Rwanda is that Kagame just won't leave. But other than that, the country's running pretty smoothly. It's a good outlook for folks. Anyway, now we've got 100 likes. Hagar the Horrible. Yeah, it was a great cartoon when I was a kid. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I stopped reading the funnies a long time ago. I liked Richie Rich. You know, I can never find Richie Rich comic books. Let me see if we look up Richie Rich online. Richie Rich. Richie Rich comics. There we go. Fictional character. Richie Rich. There we go. Often stylized as Richie Rich, is a fictional character in the Harvey Comics universe. He debuted in the comic book Little Dot in 1953. It's created by Alfred Harvey and Warren Kramer. Dubbed the poor little rich boy, Richie is the only child of fantastically wealthy parents and the world's richest kid. He's so rich, his middle name is $. During Harvey Comics' heyday from 1950 to 1982, Richie was the publisher's most popular character. That's when I was reading comic books in the 1970s. Eventually starring in over 50 separate titles, including the long-running comics Richie Rich, Richie Rich Millions, Richie Rich Dollars and Cents, and Richie Rich Success Stories. In 2011, Ape Entertainment began publishing a new licensed Richie Rich comic book series, taking the character in a very different action-oriented direction. Although created in 1953, he did not have his own title until 1960. Once he did, he became their most popular character. Yeah, Richie Rich. Yep. In 1972, Harvey realized that Richie was its most lucrative character and introduced 5 new Richie Rich titles. Wow. Harvey ceased publishing in 1982, but started up again in 1986 under new ownership. The hiatus resulted in the cancellation of many titles. Richie has been published only sporadically since 1994. Despite negative stereotypes associated with his incredible wealth, Richie Rich is portrayed as an unfailingly kind and charitable. He lives in an expensive mansion and owns at least 2 of everything money can buy. He appears to be around 7 to 10 years old and wears a waistcoat, a white shirt. Yeah, anyway. Richie Rich, man. I loved Richie Rich when I was a kid. Yeah, and the Van Doe family. Reginald Van Doe, as in dough and money. Vanessa Van Doe and Penny Van Doe, Richie's baby sister. Yep. My goodness. I loved it. And they had animated stuff. Yeah, started in 1980. That Saturday morning cartoon called Richie Rich. Yeah, before it was canceled. Yep. Live action series, live action films. Yeah. Michelle Trachtenberg was in one of these. I had no idea. Richie Rich's Christmas Wish in 1998. Wow. Man, I love Richie Rich. It was a great comic when I was a kid. I used to read it like crazy. Huh. Richie Rich. Wow. 10-10. Asterix. Yeah, those are good. Dennis the Menace. Yeah, Dennis the Menace was great. Marilyn, that's a good one too. Charlie Brown. Yeah. Betty and Veronica, the Archies. Yep. Riverdale. All these EU can force outcomes because the great leverage we as AU are incompetent should form a new block of the world. Well, no, you have to understand the difference between the AU and the EU. The EU is a organization that has statutory legal sovereignty over its members. They've consented to rule from Brussels. No one in the AU has given any sovereignty to the African Union. The African Union is a coordination mechanism. It is a talk shop. It is a beggar's house to beg for money. It has no legal authority over anyone, over anything, and zero sovereignty. That's why the African Union, oftentimes to Africans, looks to be incompetent, feckless, or useless, because it cannot tell South Africa not to do this. It cannot tell you what size electrical plugs go into mains. It cannot tell you what hours your restaurants can be open. The EU can do that. It cannot tell Africans they can't plant maize because there's too much maize, or they can't fish in this lake because there's not enough fish. The EU can do that, and they do that. Andy Capp. Mark Rutte will be the new NATO chief because he was endorsed by the U.S. Yeah, we know that already. Mad Magazine, okay. Everything was better in the 80s and 90s. Yes, it was better back then. They're saying the Ukrainians are deploying special force to Africa. It's an interesting take, but it's full of Ukrainians here. Why would the Ukrainians send troops to Africa when they don't have enough troops to die in Ukraine? That doesn't make any sense. Yep. Dennis the Menace says Maryland. Yeah, Dennis was good. Okay. All righty. Cool beans. So where are we at over here? Let's check in on something. 79 people are coming back in the stream this late hour on a Sunday. We went through the news rather quickly. It was the worst thing to happen to Europe in 70 years, says Arctic. I agree. The European Union is that. Look, the European community was okay. It was an economic treaty, and they did things together. But the EU, Maastricht, Schengen, both disasters. Maastricht, Schengen. Maastricht for the currency union, Schengen for the border union. Both total failures. Total failures. Europeans are being outpopulated by criminal alien invaders. It's a shame. Donkey Kong. I remember Donkey Kong. Yeah. Yep. Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Asteroids. Oh, yeah. Galaga. Good stuff. Spy versus Spy. That was pretty cool. Yeah. The world was much more normal. It was a lot less crazy back then. EU equals global elite. News is boring. We are here to hear from you. Okay, Arctic. Well, I'm glad you're here to hear from me. You're here to hear from me. Boy, I tell you, I have lots of neat little things I have around the house, around the basement. I'm looking over here at a stack of books. 2 from Maryland right there. The Fear by Peter Godwin from Zimbabwe. And another book on the Anglo-Boer War. An old one. The binding coming apart. I like old books. And then the stack of books I bought on my last trip. The Looting Machine, Abimal Cabral, The Lie of 1652, The Battle of Bangui, Great Johannesburg, Joining the Dots. That's about Prav and Gordhan. The Ericas. I bought that book. Erica, you got that book. I got you a copy of that. That's The Flowers, the Ericas, found in the Fambos. And A Call to Serve by John Meacham. But I bought that here. That was about George Herbert Walker Bush, his life story. The Indispensable Right, Jonathan Turley. I bought that here as well. Those are not from South Africa. Anyway, yeah, those are cool books. I got X. I get the news Elon wants me to get. That's right. That's right. Should there be a block of Seychelles, Cape Verde, Mauritius, a few other associates you can enforce, but you got to have real alignment. Okay. You're correct there, sir. Right or wrong, the EU is a proper organization. Well, it's an organization with sovereignty over its members. I don't know if it's a proper organization, but it's a legal entity that can tell people what to do. I mean, they have a parliament, and all these countries elect members to 800 members in the EU parliament. It's ridiculous. Even the GCC, they can, the Gulf Coordination Council. Really, I didn't know they could do that. John Lowe loved Scrooge McDuck. Oh, yeah, Scrooge McDuck was pretty cool. Yeah. What was the rich, he was the rich one, right? Scrooge McDuck, yeah. Somewhere the world order have to take control. The current puppet leaders are easy to overthrow. It's happening in Europe. It's happening in Latin America, too. Yeah, Maduro is in trouble in Venezuela, and that's why he's cracking down. The Venezuelans don't want anything to do with that clown. It was born as a trade agreement that got way out of control. Yes, that's exactly what... so the European Union started as the coal and steel community, European coal and steel community, and it involved the Benelux and Germany. So Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Germany, coal and steel. And so it got together to eliminate tariffs in the coal and steel industry, and then it grew from there. Then it eventually became the European community, the common market, and then eventually became the European Union. Yep. But the European Union is an organization politically dominated by 2 actors, Paris and Berlin, Germans and the French. And the reason why the French want the European Union is not for the economic benefits. It's not for cultural ties. It's so the Germans never invade France again. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, that's why the French support the European Union. That's why they're such tight players in it with the Germans. The Germans in Berlin and the frogs in Paris are intricately intertwined, and that's why the European Union exists. All the rest are just along for the ride. And when they misbehave and don't follow and toe the party line dictated from Paris and or Berlin, then you have problems. Look at Viktor Orban in Budapest. Viktor Orban in Budapest is not a big popular figure in the EU. Nigel Farage, not a popular figure in the EU. Yep. Look, the UK, they left the EU and now they're poor. No, that's nonsense. Oh my gosh. Nonsense. They didn't leave the EU in 2011. The reason the UK has economic problems is because they have no industrial base and they have no services base. They have no tech base. You have some of that, but they don't have a base for that. That's why they have a problem. And another reason they have a problem is because of the social welfare state, which burdens the taxpayer. And the high cost, there's too many people in the UK and the price of real estate is too high. All of that dampens entrepreneurialism, it dampens ingenuity, it dampens inventiveness, and it keeps it from happening. And they are feeding, housing, clothing, and giving money to millions, not hundreds of thousands, millions of criminal alien invaders. To what end? So that Sharia can be implemented on the streets of East London? So that people can run around the streets of Southport wielding machetes and attacking people? So that white girls can be recruited and sexually enslaved by people from South Asia for 15 years while the police look the other way? Over 4,000 white girls? Yeah. So is that the multiculturalism they wanted? Is that what their end state was? Was that the intent? Because that's the outcome. That may not have been the intent, but that's the outcome. People wonder why there's xenophobia in the UK. And then they always, well, we've always been a country of immigrants. No, you've been a country of Northern Europeans. You've always been a country of Northern Europeans, whether they're Angles, Saxons, Utes, Celts. Well, Romans were the exception. French are Northern Europeans. You've always been a country of Northern Europeans. The Norwegians, the Danes who invaded, the Frisians. You were never a country of anything else. That's just a fairy tale, a lie. Jane Seymour was not black. I know that hurts your feelings, but she was not black. The royal family of the UK didn't marry a black woman. Charlotte, the princessin from Germany, was not black. It's a lie. And it doesn't matter. Why are you so hell-bent on changing our history? Yeah, housing, real estate's way overpriced. Everything's overpriced in the UK. Taxes are part of it, 19% value-added tax. That's outrageous. Why does the government get 1/5 of everything you purchase? That's bullshit. You should get 100% of what you purchase. And if they want to charge a little tax, what's this? Whoops. Elon Musk just sent something out. I was trying to read it. Where's it at? Come on. Oh, I missed it. Damn it. I hate this with messages. They're never in any order in here. So Elon Musk just tweeted something. UK should just scrap every law made post-Thatcher. Agreed. Can't go into workshop in the UK without 30-minute safety briefing. Exactly, Arctic. That's the problem. Flesh says, I've been to Hungary, Czech, Poland, France, Spain this year, and there's definitely a difference how the countries feel and how you feel in those countries. Agreed, 100%. Poland, Czech Republic, very different. I haven't actually been properly in Spain. I've just been in the airport in Barcelona, but never in the country. Yeah, it was early in the morning, too. Been to the Czech Republic, been to Hungary, been to France many times. Been to Poland, Yep. That's what happens when you just open your borders and do this. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Isn't it funny how people complain, ooh, everybody should be allowed into Germany. Everybody should be allowed into the UK. But if 3 million Englishmen descended on Benin, people would lose their minds. Ursula von der Leyen, she's an evil, evil spawn. Yep, nasty person. Yep. Robert Franklin Moore. That's what happens. That's an interesting name. Thank you for that. 106 likes now, 105 on my side. I don't know why it never tells me the full figure. Yeah, housing is overpriced. The VAT is overdone. All the taxes on energy, just crazy. All it does is burden people and impoverish them. I mean, when you give up half your income to taxes or more, why should you work hard? I mean, look, I enjoy doing this, and one reason, I don't go earn an income in addition to my retirement is that, I just pay a lot more taxes and I won't enjoy myself. Fleshin says there's a tech-based UK. You're wrong. Really? Please, Fleshin, name the well-known, famous UK-based tech companies. Microsoft? No. Oracle? No. Google? No. Blizzard? No. CloudStrike? No. I can name famous Swiss pharmaceutical companies and British and Norwegian, but I can't name any famous British tech companies. Exactly, Hendo, because they're small. They don't have a major impact. I can name British financiers. Look, the only reason the UK hasn't fallen off the island just slid right off the face of the earth economically is because of London's financial sector. More money goes through London every day than anywhere else in the world. Yep. Virtually no car industry. It's gone. That's right. Even the Germans tried to save it when they bought Rover. And it was such a mess. The industrial standards and the productivity and the factory quality in the UK was so poor in UK and Northern Ireland. Well, that's part of the UK. So poor that BMW took $4 billion loss, if I recall correctly. I think it was $2 or $4 billion loss. They eventually divested themselves of Rover. All they kept was the Mini Cooper. That's it. That's all they kept. Cisco is from San Francisco, Mark. Nice try. Does Scotland have similar issues? Well, it's part of the UK, Matt Canally, so we're talking about the UK. It's got problems. Yes, very expensive, difficult to start things, and all the taxes because it's still under the UK. Yeah, London is, the Canary Wharf, which is ironic because the developer was pillared He was an idiot. He's crazy. What a dumb idea. Look at all this empty office space. Man, you can't find an office in Canary Wharf. You can't find a place. Bank of America, Deutsche Bank, Barclays, the list goes on and on. All these corporations there, all the trading houses. It is, go there during lunchtime. Ooh, you want to see the jet set? You want to see the hoi polloi of the UK? Walk around. It's full of Zimbabweans. It's full of Americans. It's full of Germans. It's full of Brits. It's full of everybody. All making tons of money. Yep. But that's the financial sector of London. That's just one part. There's another financial sector, but that's Canary Wharf I'm just talking about. That's it. The UK outside that? Harrods. I've never seen any billionaires in Harrods. I'm sure they're there, but mostly tourists. South Africa's really just lost in all sorts of side issues that nobody cares about. So what have I missed? UK still burning? Yes, it is burning, RJ. HSBC, the Hong Kong Savings Bank Corporation, that's correct, which is a British bank originally chartered in Hong Kong and based in London. That's correct, HSBC. You need to put up a weekly poll on what you think Trump and Harris' chances are. Okay, Arctic, we'll do it now then. Start a poll. It's Sunday, okay? Who wins? Who wins the president in November? Okay, November. I have to put 3 answers down here, though, folks, because Kamala might not be the nominee. So, all right, here's your chance to vote. Who wants to vote in this poll? Come on, give us your votes. Make it happen, folks. Make it happen. Okay. Fly supersonic. Hey, you know they're trying to build a supersonic commercial jet to replace the Concorde. There's a couple on the charts, the building blocks. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to see a supersonic jet that gets us like to London in 2.5 hours. That'd be awesome. Awesome. I don't know what the greenies are going to say about it. Interesting. I was in London a few years back to watch my beloved Harlequins and Millwall and could barely tell. It was, yeah, exactly. Try going to the High Street. Go to Oxford Street. Walk up and down there. You'll think you are in Riyadh or somewhere like that these days. Go to East London. There's no English there at all. Go to Leicester, Luton, Sheffield, Manchester. Almost no English people. People in the Netherlands with grants earn more than normal people. Yeah, you know why that is, Econo? So back in the 1990s, early 1990s, the Dutch were so proud of their system because you couldn't fire people. So all these companies that had useless, lazy workers with poor work ethic who wouldn't show up to work, you couldn't fire them. You go to a tribunal and they're like, no, you can't get rid of them. So what they did is they made it very easy for people to be medically retired from mental stress, disability, perfectly healthy, lazy shits in the Netherlands. And so those people were getting 90%, 75 or 90% of their pay. So they, you couldn't get rid of a worker. You need the work done. The money was an issue, but the real issue was getting the work done. Lazy shits in the Netherlands, you got rid of them. And fully, I forget the figures, I might be embellishing now, but something like almost half of the workforce in the Netherlands is on physical disability, and almost none of them are actually physically disabled, yet the employers are paying for their salaries and through taxes. It's unbelievable. Now, the Dutch have a screwed up model, and it facilitates sloth. And that's one reason why while it's a powerful country, it's one of the world's largest agricultural countries, and it has a lot of impact. It is hamstrung. It could be such a more wealthy country if they didn't have the nonsense. NASA and Boom Supersonic working on supersonic planes. NASA looks like a typical gun plane. Yeah, the Boom Supersonic is the one I'm talking about, I think. South Hall is the worst. Little India, yep. Dark Horse Hypersonic. That's another one. I think Trump will implement radical changes while Kamala will do. No, Trump won't implement any changes. He won't do it. They say that Mini was and is British. It's built in Oxford, 200 meters from my house. And it's owned by BMW. Mini, a British automotive brand founded in Oxford, has been owned by the BMW Group for over 20 years. And this is at the Mini site. The history of Mini. I'm not making this up. Yep. Let me look where it says the German company. German. Hang on. Find in the page. Come on. BMW. There you go. All right. So that's there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take you to the Mini. It's not British. It's German. I'm sorry to break your heart there, Fleshin. I'm sorry to break your heart. It's not British. It's kraut. It's got sauerkraut in it. That's what it is. Let me just break the news to you, Fleshin. I hate to do that to you on a Sunday. The origin story. We've been creating cars with the mission of evoking joy and inspiring big love for over 60 years. Decades later, the passion has only grown to new heights. This is the Mini website. Roots to the road. The year was 1957. So Sir Leonard Lord of the Morris Company issued his top engineer, Alex Isignos, a challenge designed to build a small, fuel-efficient car capable of carrying 4 adults within the economic reach of everyone. So, dozens of generations and iterations. The Mini, a British automotive brand founded in Oxford, has been owned by the BMW Group for over 20 years, a powerful partnership marked by German engineering that's brought us to new heights of mininess. And now, for the first time ever, the all-new 2025 Mini Countryman is set to be made in Germany on BMW production lines. Oh, the ultimate insult. The ultimate insult. The Mini is being manufactured in Krautland now. I didn't even know that. I knew they were still building it in the UK, but now they're going to build it in Germany. I love it. That's right. The BMW is owned by the Quant family. They are incredibly wealthy. That's right. Let's look them up. They are some wealthy Krauts, man. Yeah, the Quant family. A very un-German sounding name. The Quant. The silence of the Quants. The history of a wealthy family. Oh, this is... Herbert Quant is 71 now. Yep. He is he died. I'm sorry, he died. The Herbert Quant, he was the founder, German industrialist, and a member of the Nazi Party. Yep. Credit with having saved BMW. It was a point of bankruptcy. He made a huge profit in doing so. He oversaw the use of the family's factories during World War II, and tens of thousands of slave laborers were there. Yep. Nazi period slave labor, post-war business activities. Yep. Anyway, there's now a foundation in the Herbert Quant name through BMW. Yep. Yep, they're incredibly incredibly wealthy, I should say. So he married his third wife, Johanna Brun, in 1960. Anyway, so Stefan Quant, the holder of 23.7% of shares in BMW, and Susan Klotten, a 19% shareholder. That's his sister. They joined the board. So those two own about 45% of the company, just those two alone. Yep, the Quant family, very wealthy. That's like building a Humvee in California, huh? Mini Cooper. That's the wrong letter. It's a C. Oh, because it's German now with a K. Chris, you are wrong, says Mark Myberg. Am I wrong? I just went to the Mini site. You're telling me I'm wrong. I read what Mini's telling the world. That's not me telling the world. Lindsay had a Mini Cooper. Oh, okay, cool. I had a German girlfriend when I was in Germany, and she got a Cooper for her 16th birthday. Don't fret. I was only 18. She got a Cooper. She did a 360 at Bud Kreuznach, spun the damn thing around, scared the hell out of me after the rain. I don't know if she did intentionally or not, but scared the hell out of me. Yes, Mini is gone. This crap that's going on in UK and Ireland makes South Africa like utopia. Mark used to build Minis for SA in Leyland, okay? The Mini was and is British. No, it's not. It's not. And Mark is telling me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Mark says in 1982 the Mini was British. I work for them. I never said it wasn't. I never said it wasn't founded by the British. I never said it wasn't a British brand. I said it's owned by the Germans. BMW bought the Rover Group for one reason. One reason. They wanted the Mini Cooper. They thought they could make it sexy again. And they did. And for over 20 years, it's been an iconic brand. People love Mini Coopers. I love them. I almost bought one. And you're going to love this. It came down to 3 cars, 3 choices for 30th Meets. It was either going to be a Toyota Prius, a Mini Cooper, or a Toyota 4Runner. I bought a Toyota 4Runner V8. I went with the big horsepower, 470 horsepower. Yeah, no, I never said that Cooper was not a British brand. I said it's not British. It's owned by the Quant family, BMW. Fiat 500. Yeah, okay, I've seen those Fiat 500s. Arctic says she's leading in most polls. That's not true, Arctic. That's a lie. That's a mainstream media lie. Even the New York Times published the correct results. Even CNN published the correct results of where it matters. She's leading. It doesn't matter what the polls say. And this is what happened in 2016. Oh, Hillary Clinton is ahead in the polls, which wasn't true, by the way, because about 3 to 5% of the vote who vote for Trump refuse to tell people they're voting for Trump. So even if we don't factor that in, it doesn't matter. What matters, if she's leading in New York by 30%, it doesn't matter because you just need one more vote in New York, and she's already got New York. If she's leading by 30% in California, it doesn't. In 2016, Hillary Clinton got 8 million votes in California. Donald Trump got 3.9 million. She won by 4 million votes. That's almost the entire vote difference between the two of them was California alone. But she didn't get extra electoral votes for that. She lost the race. Even though she won New York and California, she lost the race. Trump is ahead. Okay, let me just pull this up. I pulled this up from 2 days ago. Where's it at? Let me find it real quick. Downloads, okay. All right, let me find it real quick. Where's the poll at? I've got the poll result. Here you go. This is from the Washington Post. The Washington Post, okay? WAPO reports it. These are the states that matter. This is where the election is going to be decided in these states. Here you go. This is what the Washington Post is reporting from polls. Their poll. In Pennsylvania, they claim it's tied. Now, on the right-hand column is after Biden was kicked out of the race, what's happened. It says that Harris has gained something in all the polls. But in Pennsylvania, tie. In Wisconsin, Harris is leading by less than 1%. In Michigan, Trump leads by 2%. Nevada leads by 4%. North Carolina by 4%. Arizona 5%. And Georgia 5%. Those states will decide the election. Florida is Trump's. Texas is Trump's. California is Harris's. New York is Harris's. The difference comes down to where this is where the race will be won. This is where the race will be won. Don't believe the polls. The polls are misleading. A national poll means nothing. State polls are what matter in our elections. And I've been saying this for years. Illegals are not allowed to vote in America. I'm not saying they don't vote. I'm saying they're not allowed. And foreign nationals aren't allowed to vote here. Chris, that's why you need to give us my weekly poll. Okay. My weekly poll. Yeah, but my audience is overwhelmingly in favor of Trump. That's not an accurate one either. How long it take for you to figure out 6 foot tall boys don't? Actually, I do fit in a Mini. I do. The reason I didn't buy the Mini was too expensive, and I don't like driving on the highway when everyone else has an SUV and a big minivan and stuff like that. I couldn't see the road. So the Minis are perfect if you're at home, you want to run off to the store, you want to go over here, you want to go there, come right back. But for long trips, they're not great for that. So that's why I didn't buy it. But they're great cars. Great little cars. But I fit in it fine. Yep. Like fat dudes wearing skinny jeans. Exactly. Yep. Gayton said polls are for strippers. Oh, is that true? It's because they need to make left-hand drive cars to sell in states because you lot keep buying them. Oh, that's why they're going to make them in Germany? Oh, fleshing. Well, good. German engineering. All the Turks that work in Munich at the factory. Look, I've been to the BMW factory. There's almost no Germans working there. Almost no Germans working at the BMW factory. Lots of Turks, lots of other people there. It was crazy. Yeah, Ohio is Trump's. He's got Ohio too. That's another big one. Yeah, what will happen in November if Kamala Harris wins? Well, then in January, she'll be sworn in as the president. That's what will happen. Do you think that all the deceased people... Well, my stepfather voted in every election since he died in 2006. Yep. No backseat to work with, so I broke up with my Mini owning. Well, that's a problem. You can only take a couple people in them. Michelle will be the VP. I wouldn't count on that. Only the new Mini Sport Edition can drive further. Exactly. Anyway, but it's a great car. The VW Bug is very expensive. Yeah, the VW Bug is way too expensive. That's why it's dampened. The reason VW the original My Käfer was so popular is because it was affordable. But Volkswagen redesigned the Beetle and became very popular with women and lesbians and people with no kids. Do I run the risk of saying the J.D. Vance thing, cat ladies? No children, cat ladies with no children. No, but it became very popular with a certain set, but it was just too pricey. So people who were upper middle income are the ones who were buying it. It wasn't inexpensive. If Giggles Harris chooses Shapiro, will she take PA? I don't know, Matt. I don't think that's going to be the case. Josh Shapiro is wildly unpopular in the state. I know he won the governorship. We won the governorship on the basis of a lie and $63 million of financing. The Republicans will not allow that kind of thing to happen when it comes to presidential race this time around. In the race against Doug Mastriano, he lied, and Mastriano made the mistake of focusing on abortion after the Dobbs decision. That was a bad decision in 2022. It was very bad, and it was a wrong decision. Doug Mastriano is a person of deep personal Christian faith. He carries it on his sleeve, and it was a big part of his campaign, and that's what the downfall. And so the Democrats and dark money from outside the state spent $63 million to defeat Doug Mastriano. I think his campaign spent $4 million, Mastriano. And so it was just a tsunami of advertising. So much money is pouring into this race. Over $1 billion has probably already been poured into it and or stockpiled or spent at this point. And we saw just in the last few weeks that Kamala Harris supposedly got $300 million because the Democrats' donors weren't giving Biden money. They've been sitting on it. This is money that would have been donated over the past 9 months. They've been sitting on it. Now that he's out, they'll give it to the party. So that's that. Plus Trump in July got $163 billion alone in July. Or million, I'm saying billion. I say 300 million, 163 million, 168 million. So almost $500 million was raised between two candidates in July alone. In July alone. That's insane. Germans own Ducati. Yeah, VW owns a whole bunch of brands. They own Bentley too, if I'm not mistaken. Who owns Bentley? I think the Germans own it. I think it's the VW Audi group. Who owns Bentley? Yep, Volkswagen Group. Yeah, that's going to hurt the Fleshin's feelings too. Since 1998, Bentley has been a subsidiary of the Volkswagen Group and consolidated under Audi since 2022. So, who owns Rover now? Let me see who owns Rover. Who owns Rover cars? BMW. I thought they sold it. It's split. Okay, that's why. They split it three ways. Okay, so the ownership of the original Rover Group marquees is currently split between BMW. That's because they own the Mini. SAIC, which is Chinese, and Tata in India. The latter owning the Rover marquee itself and the subsidiary Jaguar Land Rover owning much of the assets of the historic Rover company. So none of them are British. So people are telling me about Britain, and what they've got for tech industry and what they've got for car industry. They don't own any car industry. It's owned by the Indians, the Chinese, and the Germans. Wow. What about Vauxhall? Who owns Vauxhall? I think that was General Motors at one time. Who owns Vauxhall? They say Vauxhall. Vauxhall. After 92 years, that's right. They were sold to the French, because they had to divest when government motors was stolen from the investors. Vauxhall Motors, after 92 years under GM ownership, Opel was a German brand, was sold to Group PSE, which is the Peugeot Group, in 2017. So the French own Vauxhall, the Germans, the Chinese, and the Indians own Rover. Nobody owns anything in Britain. Nobody. There's no British car company. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm sorry, Brits. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, but it's just true. It's just true. All right. So we got 50 votes. I'm going to close that. See, 82% say Trump will win it. Bentley is German. And yeah, Bentley is German. Mini is German. Rover is Chinese. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Land Rover isn't even British. That's correct. Yep. Well, look, Continental is not American. That's Japanese car brand, or tire brand. Nissan Baki just went past, almost 1 million. Smokes more than, but it still works. Oh yeah, who owns Aston Martin? I didn't think about that. Aston Martin. Who owns Aston Martin? Oh, Lamborghini. No, it's not Lamborghini. Ford was the owner for 2 decades. The brand is currently owned by Canadian investor Lawrence Stroll. Okay, so yeah, Aston Martin is owned by Lawrence Stroll. Jaguar was owned by Ford. Do they still own it? Is Jaguar? Who owns Jaguar? It was Ford. Who owns Jaguar? No, who owns? Sorry. It's Tata Motors. Wow, that's owned by the Indians. Jaguar Land Rover. Jaguar was owned by the Brits. Actually, Jaguar was saved by was owned by Ford. Ford saved Jaguar. They spent billions of dollars retooling Jaguar and saved the company. Yep. Yeah, Canadian does own Aston Martin. I didn't know that, Matt. That's new. I haven't kept up with the changes in the car industry. I know that Chrysler's owned by the Italians. It's not even owned by Americans. It's crazy. Ford is still an American company. General Motors is partly owned by the government. They sold a lot of the stake, but they still own a lot of it. Yep. Yeah, Labour and Tories sold out the British industry. Yep. You were sold down the river, folks. Yep. All righty. Well, a lot of people here on a Sunday, almost 2 hours, but I'm going to have to take a break because at 4 o'clock I've got the Rugby Ascendant, Major League Rugby Championship game, Seattle versus New England. So I'll be covering that on Rugby Ascendant, folks. Thanks a lot, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it. I really enjoyed this chat today. Thank you for being here, and be sure to spread the word. Thanks for being around. Cheers, everybody. Do appreciate it. Bye-bye.